Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Crusader Kings 2 Conclave as Scotland. In our last episode we declared a claim war for the Duchy of Sicily. I think we're actually only getting 4 counties out of the 5 in the Duchy. Actually, we're probably getting Malta as well now that I look at it. But basically just doing this because I wanted to acquire some land sort of midway between our outposts in Portugal and Jerusalem. Jerusalem though being greatly reduced at the moment, of course. So we invited a claimant, granted him some land, pressed his claim, and we have arrived in Sicily with most of our armies and are preparing to fight what will probably be quite a decisive battle here against the army from Sicily. They're crossing a strait here into the hills in Messina, so we're going to get our best commanders in charge here, which we already have. I think I may have done that last episode, I don't remember. But we're going to let them attack and then we're going to reinforce. So it should be pretty decisive victory, I think. They'll be here on the 22nd. And in fact, Aquitaine landed 5,000 more troops right here, so even better. Rory, I think, is our only organizer, is that correct? I think appointing him here is going to pull him right out of this battle, so I don't really want to do that. We'll just send the troops in at whatever speed they're going, I suppose. So we just have to hold out until they arrive on the 4th and the 6th of April. They don't have good commanders in charge, or in some cases any commanders, and that's also in our favor here. My confessor, Bishop Thomas of Monmouth, is such an attractive man. I've applied my ample charms, and can tell he's thinking of other things than God. Wow, okay. We could give him a taste of what he's missing. Lustful worship. Good lord. Or we can say, I do so love teasing the dear man and gain piety. Do we care about his opinion? He's not even our direct vassal. So I guess we should take the piety. Alright, so they actually got more troops in, I think. I didn't see their reinforcements arrive, but we still have them pretty well outnumbered here, even without the additional 6k from Aquitaine that's heading in. So a pretty big battle. But no problem. Up to 42% war score from that. I guess we'll just settle down and siege here. I want to leave an army parked in Messina though, so that we can do the same thing again if they come back with more troops. We have a spare commander title. We'll give to Malcolm here, I suppose. And our brother needs an education focus. He's curious, brooding, and timid. So basically we can go stewardship. Yeah, stewardship or diplomacy. Well, he has a pretty big head start on stewardship, so we'll go with that, I suppose. And our kinswoman here also needs a focus. She's strong, willful, indolent, and haughty. I think I chose a martial-related thing for her. So martial would be okay. Yeah, I guess we'll go with that. What are the chances that we can raise laws so that we can actually appoint her to something martial-related? We have the bishop whose favour we bought. We have to go all the way to notable status of women before we can appoint her as marshal, or anybody as marshal. I don't know if we ever get to appoint women as commanders, no matter what law we have. I guess if we wanted to pass a law, there's probably more useful things we could do. But we don't really want to go either way on centralization, really. We're fine on our vassal limit and our domain limit. Religious revocation of titles, maybe? I don't see that being particularly useful either. Don't really care about vice royalties. I guess the council laws would be what we would really want to do. Especially title grants. We need to buy more favors for that or appoint advisors. Which is something we should definitely do. I think we could appoint 2 advisors. But let's see. Who could we appoint that is likely to vote the way that we want on that? Basically only loyalists, I think. Which means probably members of our family? Our half-brother Prince Ewan is the Hochmeister of the Teutonic Order. Is he likely to be a loyalist? I think he's probably more likely to be a zealot. Maybe our half-sister, the Queen of Norway? I guess we probably can't appoint her if she's not in our court. Marriage ties, we have some of these people. Certainly not our rival. We could perhaps just appoint powerful vassals and hope they turn out to be loyalists. We know the Duke of Moray doesn't like us after our botched seduction attempt. But sure. We'll appoint him and our Duke of Northumberland, why not? We'll make sure that they don't form any factions against us, for one thing. Well, they have just gone to the other side, so I guess that does nothing for us on that score. Same on the status of women. Well, we'll just leave things as they are for the moment. We can always buy some favors to get things through if we want to. We should get married. Our betrothed has just come of age, so let's do it. So we can gain gold or prestige. I think we'll gain the gold. We lost another siege somewhere, but we probably don't really care about that. There's another one up in Brittany, maybe? No? Probably should have taken note of the actual name. So none of our factions are going to be a problem for the time being. And we converted a county. Not the one that our chaplain was working on, so he can stay where he is. My courtier has carefully approached me about her orthodox beliefs, trying to convert me to her way of worship. Well, we have high learning, so we can try to convince her right back. Alright. She's become Catholic. No sign so far of the Sicilian army reappearing. Though their other army up here was marching southward, so maybe they're meeting up with it somewhere. I see it there. I see another 7,000 down here, so maybe they're off to siege our land in Portugal. Which is fine with me. I'll let them do that while I siege the land in our target duchy and start getting ticking war score. We'll see how that works out. I guess we could go and siege the capital as well. Apparently she's off leading troops though, so we don't have a chance of capturing her. And our kinsman here lacks an education focus. He is indolent, timid, and curious. I guess we'll go with diplomacy in that case. So if we're not going to be seeing them come across the strait here, we may as well siege a different county here, I think. There are so many holdings here that I don't think we're actually going to get ticking war score at any point. We'll be at 100% just from the occupations before that. But I guess that's okay too. In that case, we probably should have just left our army over here. So, I suppose they're actually not trying to siege me over here? Oh, they're there. And here. So I guess they're after some of our various scattered holdings, mostly belonging to the Holy Orders, or probably entirely belonging to the Holy Orders, down here in Africa. Which I guess is okay. Their plan is to siege those holdings. I think we're gonna win that war. In fact, we should probably just spread out even further and siege more things here. Alright, here we go. Sunset Invasion. Thousands of exotic ships have arrived in the coast of Morocco. Have we gotten exceptionally lucky? Spewing out numberless hordes of ululating warriors in weird armor sporting feathers and bone. Those invaders from beyond the sunset worship hellish demon gods, sacrificing the populations of entire towns on altars erected on top of pyramid-shaped wooden edifices. They cut their victims' hearts out, carefully flay them, and let their devil priests wear their skins for many days. The Lord have mercy. Coast of Morocco. So, we have no holdings here. I guess this means that they're attacking the Almoravids. Not right now. Maybe Pisa? Again, not right now. Have they just not declared any war yet? But if it's somewhere that's definitely bordering coast of Morocco, then it's not us. Oh, it's this little rebelling province in here. Wow, okay. So with his 2,000 troops against their 80,000, he's gonna have a bad time. But we did get off lucky on at least this occasion. I think they'll have a second invasion for some other kingdom title. But only losing potentially one kingdom to them right now seems like a pretty good outcome for us. We could have potentially, I think, lost, say, Portugal and Ireland, which would have been a pretty big setback. I'm assuming, by the way, that there's basically zero chance of us winning an invasion against them. Okay, so the Emperor has declared the Aztec invasion of Andalusia on us. Okay. Another huge fleet of bloodthirsty Aztecs has been sighted in Golfo de Cadiz. The populace is fleeing in fear of the charnel altars of the foreign demon gods. The dreadful lord of the invaders has allegedly taken a vow to conquer the whole world in the name of their unpronounceable Aztec god of the sun. I'm sure it's very pronounceable, just probably not by me. Okay, so, Andalusia. This is the southern two duchies here, which is not great, but honestly, this is about as lucky as we could have been. I guess potentially they could have landed also up in Iceland or something. But we're definitely getting off light. So the question is whether we actually do anything about this or whether we just surrender immediately. My one concern is that I think with this CB... Let's see if we can check here. Is that he takes not only the titles in the target kingdom belonging to us, he gets all of those if he wins regardless, but also all other occupied territory. So if he sieges a bunch of land up here in Portugal, which I think he'll be able to do pretty freely given all of these no attrition taking Events 1 troops. He'll be able to just assault whatever he wants. If he takes that land, then he'll get land even outside of Andalusia, which is bad. So I think it's definitely in our best interest to just surrender. Oh, he won't even take that. Well, I guess we'll have to let him do what he's going to do then. So we might end up losing some or all of Portugal as well. Meanwhile, we'll keep winning sieges over here in Sicily. Yeah, he has come up into Portugal. Doesn't seem to be assaulting anything, though. Which is kind of unexpected. We definitely can't fight him, though. There's absolutely no way. Oh, it looks like this was ended inconclusively when the revolt there ended. So he has only this war going on? Still won't accept our surrender. We could try to plot to kill him if we want. What are our chances? Not good. I don't think this would help us, but might make me feel a little better. Nobody is on board. Ooh, one person is on board. Potentially. Let's give it a try. Oh, we did get to 100% against Sicily, so we can end this anyway. So yeah, as expected we didn't get Messina, that's okay though. We can take that later in a de jure war if we want to. We are threatening now. How much did we pick up? 12%. Not too bad. And we need to appoint a new commander. I think our Duke of Sicily got unappointed, so we'll just appoint him right back, I suppose. Disband any of you that aren't retinues. So I guess if they do take this land from us and then go on to probably attack some more of their neighbors, we might see a large defensive pact forming against the Aztecs. Also, the great Sunni Caliph Dogan has decided to call a jihad against the Kafirs in the Sultanate of Africa. Terrible news, I guess, but at least it's not against us for once. I'm assuming this is Pisa they're declaring on? Okay, well we could offer to help that, but I think we have enough problems of our own right now. Let's check this defensive pact. So Leon is in. And that's it. Okay. And a couple more people. So he is spreading out to siege everything. We might well end up losing most or all of Portugal as well, and Galicia. Which would be very unfortunate. But I guess it's still a relatively good outcome compared to what could have happened. Is there any way we could potentially beat him? Surely not. Like, anywhere that we land. If we had 20,000, 30,000 from our holy orders, another 10,000 mercenaries maybe, 40,000. We land 40,000 here. He has equal numbers within just a few counties away that they can reinforce with, and then many times more a little bit further. It's just not feasible. There's no way we can get help from the Kaiser. He's involved in a big revolt. Maybe the Byzantines, we somehow got an alliance with them, could help, but I don't really see that happening. So he has about 40,000 marching up to, I assume, Brittany. He's going to siege that. I suppose we could potentially try to defend this at least. And he is actually taking attrition. So I think that his Events 1 troops do not take attrition. But he only has Events 1 troops, so they must. They're taking attrition over here. So perhaps that's been changed, which is good news, if that's the case. He has 40,000 here. And the supply risk is only 24,000, so he is not taking attrition, it seems. Or at least not from being over the supply limit. Maybe there was some other army in there that I was seeing the attrition symbol for. Okay, our kinsman requires a childhood focus. He's pretty decent at diplomacy already, so we'll probably go with something diplomacy related. We are up to 1% against him, so he hasn't managed to siege anything yet. We take a white peace, maybe? Unfortunately, not. Alright, don't know what his army's doing here, it's just wandering back and forth. But I guess we'll have to wait until our next episode to find out, since we're just about out of time for this one. I guess let's leave our retinue down here and disband this. They're fine there for the moment. Alright, well that will do it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.